Hello, everybody. Welcome to another video. I'm going to do just a basic plan with me, do a bit of an update on some of the inserts that I'm using, some things that I've added into my planner so far. Really loving being in this personal Filofax. The leather is great. It is a real leather planner, so it feels very flexible but also durable. It's not like super floppy, which I don't love a terribly floppy planner. Like it's got some structure to it, but it does lay flat, which is great. A couple of fun additions is I did have my first experience at Daiso. I've also had my first experience with inkjet acetate. So I printed this acetate on my computer at home, and I thought it made a wonderful overlay to this, where I've actually found some self-laminating sheets that laminate one side. I will do a tutorial, show them in a video at some point, but they are at Daiso, which was super fun. There's one near my home and I'd never been, so I went with one of my girlfriends who lives locally, and I remade this dashboard that was previously falling apart. It had like clear tape and like tape up here because it was just the vellum and the washi. And so I remade this to be just a little bit more durable, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And yeah, a few fun things that have been happening here is I've added a few extra dashboards. This is a freebie from my minimal planner, which is lovely. I put this in like my health and fitness and like sort of annual section, which I thought was nice. And then in my hobbies section, I added a few things that I wasn't planning on adding, but I decided to add them. So obviously I have my journaling home inserts and prompts, and then the cream Filofax note paper. And I've been just journaling with my, what is this? This is the diamine oxblood in my TWSBI fountain pen. And then I just have some blank pages. And I made a few fun inserts, and I wonder what I can use to just make this sort of pop a little bit more. So first one is I made, just imprinted on vellum, sort of a my self-care little insert on Canva, and things that I can do that are for my like physical personal self-care, not like emotional self-care, but more so like physical self-care when I'm feeling a little bit stressed and need to kind of like come back to my body and just like chill out a little bit. Highly recommend making something like this on your own. I've always seen these and have had kind of an issue, not an issue with them, but I've never felt like they align with what I enjoy doing on a regular basis. And it's good to just have a reference list. So I put just in this like little hobbies personal section, this fun vellum, and then a cute graphic from Canva, and then printed it. And then I need to catch up on my April gratitude, but that's okay. Added some additional journaling in here for something else I'm working. Obviously, bingo. I've been able to check off some bingo. I love using transparent stickers for this, but I don't have enough transparent stickers to use, so I'm gonna try to get as many as I can while I am in this planner. Then what I did was I did decide that I wanted my yarn projects in this. Now, one of my yarn project inserts somehow went missing, and when I scanned the pages into my phone, then uploaded them to print them, just printed these on Canva so I can continue checking off versus rewriting the whole pattern, because like I have this all written out too, and was like, I don't want to redo this. I just put a cute yarn background on Canva, and then on the back I used, I love my wide washi tape, this washi tape, and I'll link it in the description below. Very similar to this washi tape that I have. It's from the same shop, but it's 4 inches wide and it's beautiful. I thought the greens and the butterflies were so lovely. And I'm not usually a huge florals person, but something about these patterns just really speak to me. I do love them, the vintage nature of them, and I love this color green. This is a good green in my opinion. So I just decorated the back of these. And then I made, and I'm gonna redo these a little bit now that I've made them once, a bit of a hobby tracker. So the days that I do like voice practice or piano practice, or I knit or I crochet or I work on my novel, I wanna check it off. Because I really wanna try to engage more in things that are not just reading or journaling. Like I can mess around in my notebooks all night long, but I don't want messing around in my notebooks to inhibit me from actually living my life and engaging and creating, because these are all creative outlets, right? It's something that I do of myself, and I think the more that I nurture that, the happier I'll be. That's kind of the whole goal of this year, is to create more than I consume. So, book log is going strong. I started my reread or re-listen, I suppose, of Kingdom of the Wicked, because I've read the first two books in the series and have not yet read the third one, but I remember loving the first two, and I'm so happy that I decided to start this. I'm so stoked. It's been so good so far. Really pleased with it. So book log is going well. I've added a few things to my book series tracker in here, and then I've got a couple of items I want to add to my TBR list that I need to add, and actually I can do that right now. So let me pull up there's a couple books that I was intrigued by based on a video I was watching or listening to, or was it an Instagram post? I don't remember. This denim blue dot marker is really something. And I'm going to say they're not professional development. They are more personal development. So PD could be professional development or personal development. So it's sort of a dual list. The first one is The Source. And who is this by? By Dr. Tara Swart. Yes, that's it. And then the next one is The Miracle Morning, which I've read about a little bit, but I've not actually read the book. And I think that even if you don't adhere to the structure of something like that, the principles of books like that are it's a good opportunity for reflection. Hal Elrod. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I updated my TBR. That was on my to-do list, so as I'm flipping through. And then, yeah, a few other things that I've added is here I did cut down this FCC dashboard from Maypaper Co. that I got in the Advent box. Since I'm not in FCC and I do like this dashboard, I think it's very beautiful, although I've already bent it a couple times. I just cut off a half an inch so it would fit here in personal. This is a French phrase, believe in yourself. Crois en toi is how it's pronounced. And then my personal weeklies, a change here is I ended up getting the Filofax weeklies. And I'm going to switch, even though, yes, I know, Elena, you already dated through June these printables. I get it. But for the third week in a row now, or second week in a row, I keep thinking that Thursday is Wednesday. Don't ask me why. I keep thinking that this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, which would work, except for this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the layout is messing with me, and then I fill it in, and then I mess it up. And so I just wanted something that felt a little more straightforward, of like, this is Thursday. Where the names are, I think the names being on top makes me think, oh, this is the box for Tuesday. And it's not. So I did just start from April, and I plugged in the rest of the April weeklies through June. One thing that's interesting to note is that this takes up a lot less space than the ones that I printed. I don't know if it's because they don't have stickers on them, but I really like that I can fit more in here than, what I can fit when I use the ones that I printed on. So I'm going to fill this in to start since we're here. I just like to, on this inside track, write down the specific events that I have upcoming for the week. And this is going to be really intriguing. I don't have any Monday meetings yet. And then Tuesday actually is, inside track, is my mom has eye surgery. So I'm going to make a note of Mom staying over. She's going to stay at my house. And then my cousin is going to stay at her apartment and watch her little dog, Fritz. Where's my whiteout? And then my mom's going to stay with me so I can take her to and from surgery. Oh, wrong way. Take her to and from her surgery and just keep an eye on her for a day or two. She's like having floaters or something removed from her eye. And so because of that, I have a DNS, a do not schedule, on my calendar for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just in case. But Thursday, if I'm working from home, I don't want any additional meetings. We have a 9 a.m. ed sync. And then I have a clinical meeting with one of our partners. So, and then I have my 9 a.m. sync with Joshua on Friday. So that's where we're at for next week. So not a real meeting heavy week next week because I'll be primarily working remote to take care of my mom Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And if she's doing good and getting around okay, I may send her home Thursday. She might go home Friday. But at least Tuesday, Wednesday, I didn't want her to have to. I wanted her to be at my house for at least a day, like a full day and then another day because it's her eyes. You know what I mean? So there's that. So other than that, I've not done quite yet with my to-do list for this past week, and there's still stuff on here that I might do from this week. So I'm not going to migrate it just yet. But my overall this week, you should do this is going to go here. Okay. Then day specific ones of no, you should do this today goes here, and it's primarily personal. So while the calendar is any meetings and events, I have on Thursday too at 5 p.m. a PCP appointment. I'm establishing it with a new primary care, which I'm really excited about. The inside track is anything on my calendar that I need to be aware of just so I can have a glance at what's on the schedule for the week. Then when I get to the dailies, I will put the meetings on for that day rather than fill in all the meetings for the dailies for the week. So this just gives me an overview of the week, and then the specific to-dos at home and personal that I want to get done will go on the weekly. And then I kind of pull things into the dailies. So I'm not going to worry about setting up the dailies, but I did already kind of start setting up Monday, Tuesday. Now, again, mom's surgery is Tuesday, and I need to get from her the details. So that's actually something I should do tomorrow is like surgery details. This is sort of just my weekend, what's happening. Oh, another fun thing I discovered this week was Deco Rush tape, which was a fun... I ended up getting, I'll have to show you guys some of these fun things that I ended up just trying out. It's been a little while since I've tried like new stationery in terms of like a fun new to me stationery item, not like an insert or dividers, but like pens and tapes and stuff. It's been a while, so I really haven't bought much. I got some metallic and pastel inserts for my High-Tech C Coletto, and actually right now I have in the green metallic, which is really fun. So just something a little different to try some new colored. I like having my pencil and an eraser and then a black and then a colored, because the pencil is nice for when I literally want to pencil something in and I don't want to put it in pen yet. And then I tried some Deco Rush tape, which I meant to put on the back of this, but I have just some blank inserts from when I got my Filofax, so I can use this as like other swatching paper, it's just blank. And I got some Deco Rush tape, which has been so fun. I love how slim it is and how it looks like it's printed on the paper. And yeah, it's been a good time, so that I can decorate with either washi tape or with a little Deco Rush. So I did some Deco Rush here on these Filofax dailies, here and here, but I also like the washi tape, like is really nice. Like that's, you know, that looks good too. So it was definitely a want and not a need. Now this is fun. So I used some of the acetate, a London Gifties pet tape sticker, and then some star stickers and a little tab, and then used a little bit of lamination to reinforce this and just made a page marker. And this was inspired by one of my girlfriends the girl who went with me to Daiso, and we went and I gave her some of my London Gifties pet tape. And it's so fun having a local friend who likes stationery because you can kind of share like, hey, like, want to go meet up and play with our stationery? Like, well, yeah, of course, obviously. So this was really great. And this was inspired by, let me pop a real quick photo of what she did in her little pocket setup, which was so cute. And I was like, oh, I have to copy this. This is too adorable. So I just made a little daily dashboard, which has been really lovely. And it's been working great, and a nice little DIY option. So that's been great. So that's been new here. And then other than that, I don't think anything else new. Obviously, the dailies from Filofax, which I like having the data dailies. And again, I can fit more dailies in here because the Filofax paper is so thin compared to what I print on at home. And that in and of itself is nice. But then I do have still a couple of like just blank dailies from my minimal planner in case I decide I don't want a timed layout that day, then I can just use whatever. This is another free dashboard from my minimal planner from her freebie section. And I'm actually putting together first a Substack article so I can organize all of the links and all of the resources and link to that for everybody and have a place that I can continuously update freebies that I find. But I'm going to be also doing a video where I show you how I would create a personal planner setup with entirely freebie printed inserts. So I'm very excited for that. That's in the works. My nutrition logs, which I haven't done any logging for this. Oh, I did log Monday, but that's it. That's fine. So I still use those. Love checking off this and a couple of other fun inserts that I put in. Are they in this section? Oh, and then I made this dashboard with some pet tape and a vellum, and I also laminated it, but it kind of made a film on it with another little tab that I covered in washi tape. This divides my writing and novel project notes in my personal section. So this is all my personal section here, but this tab divides into this project specifically, which I wasn't intending to do. I just made this. And then I thought, oh, that'd be a cute dashboard for my writing section. And then I thought, I'll just throw a tab on there. It was totally spur of the moment. I had so much fun. I was watching Netflix while I was doing this. It was a great time. I was feeling very like creative and having so much fun. And then in here, I also added a few more things into my finance section that I thought would be, again, good little like trigger lists, reminder lists. This one is a thrift don't buy list and a make don't buy. So again, lists that are specific to me, but things that I would prefer to purchase secondhand versus buy new if I have the option and I'm not in a rush. So like leather purses, sunglasses, Filofax and planner covers, because you really can find really great deals on secondhand planner covers that are in really great condition. Denim, question mark. I'm a little picky about denims. I threw that on there because it's something I'm willing to try purchasing secondhand, but I am quite picky about my pants, so we'll see. Blazers and structured jackets, cookware and kitchen tools, frames and mirrors, baskets and storage pieces, vintage jewelry, scarves, small accent furniture. And then a make don't buy list would be like, can I make the planner insert? Can I make the dashboard? Can I create the deco? Cooking meals at home instead of ordering out. Snacks, sauces, and dressings that I purchase a lot, can I make a version at home that's maybe using less ingredients and will be better for me? Gifts. So when it comes to a gift, can I do a baked good, create a card, knit or crochet an item for a gift for somebody instead of purchasing them something new? So just a little inspo. And then I made these, these are so fun, from Downsize Upgrade, and I'll link her handle below, but I really love her page. And it's a deliberation station for buy or don't buy, which I've seen a lot of these, but I really like hers. So I actually did spend the $5 on each of these inserts to get the actual PDF, and then I just sized them down in Canva. And then it comes with this little cutie, you know, dashboard, similar questions. And then I have another one, and I'm trying to remember where I put it. Did I put it in the personal section? In like my hobbies area? I think I did throw it in here. It's like a declutter, because in my like things I can do instead of scrolling. I made a things I can do instead of scrolling. If I can find it. PD. Oh, here we go. It's in here, I think. Yes. Think tank. So a little declutter because I made a things I can do instead of scrolling dashboard. And where did I put the stinker? Come on, Elena. That's bingo. That's. I have it somewhere. I made a very similar, like. Oh, is it there? Oh, that's my self-care. I have a things I can do instead of scrolling, and I will find it. And where did it go? I think it's in my personal section somewhere. Oh, it's behind my wish list. Because or instead of scrolling or shopping. So I put it behind my wish list. That was my thought process. Sorry for that little brain fart moment. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Is if I find myself in like a scrolling mode, turn on my dumb phone mode on my brick, which you can brick your phone without the actual physical brick. You just have to hold the button. I can do music practice. I can go for a workout. I can take a walk, go to the gym to do contrast therapy, read, work on my book, crochet or knit, sit outside by the fire in my backyard, 5-year journal, clean a room in the house, wash or fold some laundry, organize and declutter for 20 minutes, language practice, batch cook or meal prep, declutter my phone. So this is my like instead of scrolling or shopping. And so to kind of help with the like organize and declutter, I have this fun insert that also is by Downsize Upgrade. That is the think tank for decluttering of have I used it in the last year? Do I need it in order to be productive or happy? How much effort does it require from me? Is it less than $30 and 30 minutes to replace? Would I buy it again if it was gone? Is it fulfilling its primary purpose? Is it serving my authentic self? Do I have other items that are similar? Where is it living in my home? Would someone else benefit from it more than me? Would I clean or repair it if necessary? If I moved tomorrow, would I pack it? How does owning it make me feel? What is the real reason I'm keeping it? And then it's sort of a think tank of like, if you're hanging on to something kind of and like struggling to decide like, should you keep it or not? This can be like a good, like little question run through, and again, same questions on the back, but just a prettier version. Then my Baldur's Gate key, which I still haven't started playing yet because I'm almost afraid to download something on my computer right now. I'm setting aside some funds to upgrade my computer so that I can have it set up for my work stuff as well as like my personal needs. But I've gotten my computer running more smoothly. I was offered a company computer, but it doesn't quite have the storage on it that I have on my personal laptop right now, and that is sometimes a barrier to me because I don't want to be like bouncing back and forth between like 2 computers all the time. And I'm terrified of breaking the company laptop. I used it like 3 days and I babied that thing so hard, and I was like, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to spill something on it, and if I mess up my own stuff, that's one thing. But like if I mess up my company's laptop, I'm not going to be in trouble, but I would feel so bad. Like we're a startup, we're a small company. I try to be really cognizant of the resources that we have, and I'm like I would much rather mess up my own laptop. And then if in a pinch I could use one of the company computers like while mine is getting repaired, but I don't want the company computer to be my primary computer for the reason of I have spilled coffee on my computers. I have dropped my laptop before. I just exist on a plane where I try very hard to be careful and I somehow still manage to break things or run into something or spill something or drop something. And it's usually at the most inconvenient time. And so I was just so nervous, and I was about to go on a work trip, and I was like, I cannot pack this thing. Something's gonna explode in my backpack and the computer's gonna get fried. Like, no, like I'm borrowing trouble here. So I gave it back because I'm like, I thank you so much. It works great. And I am so nervous with this. And they're like, totally fine. But it's nice to know that if I needed to, I could ask to use it if I needed it. So anyway, so now in terms of like my monthlies here and planning, nothing really is changing. I don't have any like updates here that I need to basically say like, oh, I, you know, did this testing here, because this little bottom portion right here is where I'm keeping track of like what labs or tests I did that month. Um, I'm not doing any testing this month in April. I'm due for my biannual blood work, but I'm going to wait till June because I am in the midst of a GI protocol to help with like H. pylori and candida overgrowth and like histamine producer overgrowth and anyway, my gut is a mess. It's getting much better. I'm like through the worst part of the protocol, but I don't want to do any of that testing while my immune system is kind of responsive and reactive. I did my testing back in October, 3 weeks after having COVID, and my blood work was a mess. So I want to get my baseline once I'm at a better, like, this is more of the status quo, not while I'm in the middle of something, going through something. So I can really compare to last year and see what has my true year improvements been. So it was good to see how my body reacted post-COVID, to see like, okay, I need to come back a little ways and really get my body to be resilient again. So nothing really crazy here. I did mark that I had a call with my aunt on Monday. I finally went to the eye doctor on Friday morning, which was great. Book fair today, which was kind of disappointing, but we ended up going to dinner and hanging out, so that's fine. Again, eye surgery for mom, PCP on Thursday, penciled in family dinner this weekend because we got to clarify that. And so you see, that's why it's nice having just the pencil here, because if I want to write something in, but I don't know if it'll happen, I could grab a sticky note, but a sticky note might fall off. I might lose it. So being able to just pencil it in is really much faster for me. And I like just having the pencil in the multi-pen. So that's really what's going on here with this planner, and nothing else really has changed. So not a whole lot in terms of like what planning I need to do, because I just really need to fill in the events for the week. And then I have some things that are on for this week, but I'm waiting to migrate that information over. And just a few additions, like different dashboards and stuff I've made. One dashboard that I really want to clean up is actually my like wish list. So this to buy list has been really nice because it's just like, I just make a list of like what I want to get and where, so that when I go to that store, I can just pull this out. And once I'm done with it, I just cross it out. So it's very much like a scratch list. And so like we did this. I did this, we did this, we did this, we did this. I don't need that anymore. I made one of those. I got that. I still need to order that. We did that. So like anything that's just like, it just is a running list. And if there's like a specific store that I know I want to get things at, so like I want to get coconut cover at Sprouts, organic greens, pears, and then Daiso, next time I go to Daiso, like a few things that I would like to get. And then even here I wrote here, I would love to get a new pencil pouch. This one is great. It holds most everything I want really well. The other one that I have, this one is almost too big, so I would love like a happy medium. Like these are very different sizes. I would love a happy medium. It's not a huge priority. So, you know, it fits my whiteout, and I keep in here sort of what's in my pencil pouch, a little straight edge, which I don't technically need to keep in. Like I have a straight edge in my planner. A couple of pen refills, a black and a blue, earplugs, a little Deco Rush tape and some whiteout. Dot markers. I use the black dot marker a lot. You see me cross things out in my dailies that I don't want shown. I did get these from Daiso. These are little scissors, and they just open up like this. I've actually used these several times. And then, oops. And it's actually been really nice to have these in here. I see them on Amazon and they're so expensive on Amazon, so I'm really happy that I waited to purchase them at Daiso. Wait, how does this? There we go. And then I've got my tweezers for stickers, a couple of highlighters. I don't really need this plain black pen, so that can actually come out. So really these two items can go bye-bye. I don't need them in the pencil pouch. And then I keep a Sharpie retractable because these do come in handy. And then I have my fountain pen that I journal with. And so that's really the bulk of what stays in my pencil pouch. So do we really need a bigger pencil pouch? Probably not. I probably just needed to clean it out and then I'm fine. So that's why I say like pencil pouch question mark. Unless I really find one that's a good alternative size. I like this one too because the material is very easy to keep clean. That's part of why I don't love carrying this one around because it gets dirty very easily and I can throw this in the washing machine, but I don't want to have to keep washing it. So it holds pen refills right now. I have a bunch of pen refills and pen loops in there. So this is great because it also just fits really nicely in my bag. It's much more compact. I got it randomly at Michael's one day. And I like it because it does fit a Tombow marker. It's long enough to fit a Tombow marker, which is great. So the other thing that's really great about this is I have used this little notepad a few times already when I just need a quick, like, let me scratch something down. And then I can rip the note off and either throw it away, or if it's something that I want to write down, but I don't want it in my planner, but I kind of want to like, I have like one like tucked back here, you know what I mean? So that's been really great. Have not really used this little washi card. So debate is on whether I even need this. And I will say that I have taken a lot of the stickers that were in this out because getting stickers in and out of this top loading folder is kind of a pain in the rear. These are easy to get in and out, but then you put more things and then they float to the bottom. They've got to be long enough for you to grab them kind of up high. So I do like keeping these stickers in here that I use. This is just a note of got contact information for somebody I need to get in touch with. This is really great for keeping these, but not much else. And I haven't really touched this, but I'm too lazy to take it out right now and fight with getting everything back in. This has been great. This folder that I made with just some printer paper and packing tape and washi tape to like sort of keep my little sticker release inserts in one piece. And then back here, an extra page lifter with some sticky notes, some page flags, because I do have little page flags kind of throughout everything. And then just a little dashboard here to cover the last little bit of notes from my finance section because y'all don't need to know my business. And so and it's pretty to look at. Like that's just it's a pretty picture. It's very beautiful. So this I punched and then shoved in. And so that's been really great. So the use of this has been really awesome. I did take this pin. It was a pin, a little sharp point from Salam Creative. And I love this little sticker because it kind of reminds me of like being creative, like create something, make something, do more than just consume while you're here on this planet. And we snipped the back end of it off and then glued some magnets. We got magnets. I wasn't even thinking they would have these at Daiso, but they had these magnets at Daiso that ended up working really well and they were absolutely perfect. So I epoxied one of the magnets. What we did was we just took we put them together like this. So you'd glue the correct side on to it because, the correct sides have to be there. And then just very gently epoxied the bottom magnet to this pin because it's not magnetic. The pin itself is not magnetic. So it needed a magnet. And then, see, those magnets are strong. And so now I can just, if I can, is that it? Yes, there we go. Now I can just pin that and actually use it for once. So I have another pin that is my Nessie pin from a coffee shop that I love that I want to do the same thing to because I have 2 more little 1/2-inch magnets from Daiso that I want to be able to use. So love that. And then of course my little star clip. And then my pen works great. I'm not able to keep 2 pen loops in this, but because I have this with me anyway, I always make a big fuss and I get it. Sometimes I just want my pen with me, but I almost always have this with me. And I do have more than just black in this pen. So if I don't have my marker looped in here, it's not the end of the world. So bummer that it can't fit 2 pens, but it's not making or breaking it. And I actually am really, I say it like I'm shocked. Very much enjoying working in this daily. Really enjoying having a little bit more space than Pocket because I can fit more of those dashboards in, even on the 23 millimeter rings, because with the bigger page, you can fit more information. So your information sort of more spread out vertically, obviously. So you can fit a little bit more on the ring. So like making that beautiful acetate, adding in a few more decorative dashboards, creating those things to do instead of scrolling or shopping, things to buy secondhand, things to make instead of buy. What can you do for your personal self-care when you have a little downtime is a really great addition. Plus those like extra like little dashboards I added from Downsize Upgrade, which she's a great page, so definitely recommend following her. But overall, really pleased with the flow of everything so far, and I'm just having a good time. So not a ton, I suppose, in terms of planning that I needed to do going into the week, because next week's really not a busy week. It's more so going to be just moving tasks over as needed based on how the rest of the weekend wraps up, which you guys know how that goes. Sometimes I will do the migration Sunday night. Sometimes I wait to do it Monday morning. I think because I don't have any meetings on Monday, I will probably just finish migrating everything on Monday. So anyway, that's a little bit of a plan with me, plus a little bit of a flip through of my personal Filofax original. I haven't been doing many plan with me's, but I want to start doing them more frequently. Have some videos coming up in terms of Notion, using the second brain. I want to do that freebie video, so I'm very excited. But I will make sure to also include some of the actual plan with me's, or maybe take some inspiration from other people I love following and do just a Friday flip every now and then. If I don't do a plan with me, just record a quick Friday flip and show you guys what's going on in the planner so you can see how it's actually being used, not just what the setup is, but how the function of it flows in my day-to-day life. So thank you all so much for being here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Would love to have you here, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.